people think when they first heard you were doing this?
From what I understand, it's kind of a natural fit. It was good going from kind of the smaller independent movies to having American pockets, which are traditionally deeper than English ones.
And talent, correct, Rachel? He lucked out.
I think people thought that the combination of Sherlock and Guy, they kind of knew what they were going to get. I think that's the point. So there was never any question of, is it going to be old-fashioned? It would be something more interesting than had gone before.
The witness stated that he saw Lord Blackwood rise from the grave.
Going to raise a force that will alter the course of the world.
He's just as brilliant as you are, and infinitely more devious.
We'll see about that.
Nice touch.
I was simply studying your methods.
I didn't think of Robert as Sherlock Holmes. He sort of forced himself upon me, actually. I was working with his wife on my previous production, and Robert called with a kind of Tourette's-like consistency. And eventually he just...
Like I needed the gig.
Eventually he just ground me down.
Yeah, there's very few actors or actresses who I think don't get excited at the idea of being in a Guy Ritchie movie. The difference this time being, of course, that it was just a big scope. It would be hard for everyone to not have to do a different version of their standard signature on stuff too, which I think means that we're all going to stretch together, you know?
That was a much more sensible answer than mine.
That's all right.
So now I'm going to have to be all sensible about it.
Suit yourself, buddy.
Get a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Don't break the jacket.
Benefit of hindsight, it seems impossible to have used anyone else now. Roberts has a flawless English accent, which is much better than mine. He just brought everything that Sherlock Holmes needed to embody, and plus he can act. I'm told.
Get that out of my face. It's not in your face, it's in my hand. Get what's in your hand out of my face.
They've been flirting like this for hours.
Mark put it really well. It was Guy at the helm and Robert was playing Sherlock. I got a sense that it wasn't going to be a sort of rehash of the Basil Rathbone-esque look at it.
Madam, I need you to remain calm, and trust me, I'm a professional. But beneath this pillow lies the key to my release.
I didn't know anything about the books. I didn't read the books as a kid. What really interested me was the idea initially that there was all this really undiscovered material on Watson, that in fact he wasn't a bumbling fool who got his foot stuck in a waste paper basket and was slightly overweight, but in fact he was a soldier and he'd left the Afghan war with a decoration and an injury, and was in fact in several of the adventures, in fact out front as part of the investigation.
Hound of the Baskervilles.
Hound of the Baskervilles, he is leading the investigation for 2/3 of the book. Rather than inventing, was actually undiscovered.
When do I complain about you practicing the violin at 3 in the morning? Or your mess? Your general lack of hygiene, or the fact that you steal my clothes?
Be a lady.
Irene's from New Jersey.
It's the most mysterious character in all of the Conan Doyle stories and books, Irene.
Yeah, she's in about 10 pages, so I went through those with a fine-tooth comb. But it was great because it actually gave us a lot of freedom with Irene. She could go in many different directions.
I need you to find someone. Why are you always so suspicious?
Shall I answer chronologically or alphabetically?
I mean, I was thrilled. I felt like any worries about the interpretation of Sherlock Holmes were all just sort of melted away.